All
What's up,
right.
Scott? Good to see you, mate.
Hey, Mauricio, good to see you too, brother.
Here we
All
are.
right.
How is everybody?
Well, I'm on a little island called Gotlanta, off Krabi. Let me just show you boys where we are. We're in like quiet ghetto land here.
Nice.
Yeah, not a bar or a nightlife on this island. Uh, it's been quiet. Meditated, smoked a lot of weed, and here we are.
There you
Uh,
go, man.
I've,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to stay the whole call, but I've got one thing to make really clear. Hands
Sure.
up, you've got FOMO about the Trump trade.
We all have, man. That was so fucking
Okay.
crazy, man. Yeah,
Now is not the time.
I know. Yep,
I
definitely.
I I gave up meme coin trench trading on Friday, which breaks my shriveled black heart. Yeah. And I saw it early, and I was like, "Oh, please, just one more." But where does it end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you missed it, don't worry because all of this money has to go somewhere, right?
yep. That's my thinking as well. Yep, I've been planning for that this morning because this is really weird, right? Where market is at the moment, right?
Well, Trump is sucking the life out of everything, right?
Exactly.
Did you see Melania?
Yeah, I saw that one. Yep.
So one of his advisors has said, "Hey, by the way, they can't convict a husband and wife of the same crime."
I don't know why, but that's fucking funny, man. Like, yeah.
It's $11 billion for fucking
Uh,
Melania.
Trump will have a
Unbelievable,
Palu
man.
ID soon.
Well, you know, 12 Enrons in one day.
Mm.
What it took Bernie Madoff a lifetime, it took Trump 36 hours.
Yep.
Mm.
He did a whole Sam Bankman-Fried in the last hour of it. I mean, that's just something for the fucking record books.
I know, man. That was unbelievable. Like,
Say
yeah,
what you like about the motherfucker, he can grift.
Mm.
definitely.
Um,
It,
all that money. So what happened is I checked the hold account on Trump. There is 801,000 holders of Trump.
Wow.
There was, those are all brand new guys. I'm getting calls from my normie mates, my stock trader mates. They're all buying it.
hmm
Todd Main, congratulations and congratulations to everyone who got some.
hmm
Perry, what does gave up meme coin trench trading mean? It means that I had a conversation with my mindset coach, and he said, "Look, Scott, you being a good," I said, "I felt like I've been a crap CEO for the business, and but I've made a shit ton of money." And he's like, "Well, the two are trading and being a good CEO are incompatible. Like CEO, you want to make a very small amount of decisions and make them really well. Trading, you want to make a trading, you need to make 1,000 decisions a day, and it doesn't matter if they're bad because you can adjust them. And it's this like
hmm
hypersensitive, send you insane, nearly go to the mental hospital type thing. Um, and sure, I made enough money to last year to last my family for the rest of their lives, so I'm happy with that. But I nearly went to mental hospital twice, and I prefer not to go to mental hospital again in 2025.
Yep. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Yep.
You want to put your hand up if you know that feel. Trading, drop
Yeah.
your crown, and oh, yeah. It'll send you insane. And it
Mm.
has been insane several times. Like insane that I'm going to like 3-star hotels on islands where there's nothing to do because I just need to like de-internetize myself for a while. Um, so I've got my bags. My bags are packed. My bags are Retardio. My bags are Sigma. My bags are Lock-in. My bags are Hype. And my bags are Ina. And there's a couple of others. And Pepe and Doge. There's a couple other little stragglers, but that's the main things. And those are my bags. And FinRev. And uh uh and my bags are packed. and I'm not going to be actively trading them. I'm going to be stepping back and concentrating on being a good CEO for all of us. And you know, it's time to get this. It's time to get this trend coin trend coin listed. It's time to do all that stuff that I can't do while I'm trading. So I've got to give up my income source for you guys, which is okay. And yeah, that's all I had to say. Is I think that all this money has to flow down into other coins. Where it flows, I don't think you want to be too hyperactive about like jumping from this thing to that thing. I think that's a mistake. I think it's all going to pump eventually. I think if you just chill, we're going from a player versus player environment to a player versus everyone environment. All those new guys, they're going to lose all their money. All 800,000 of them. They don't know what they're fucking doing, right? Like, you remember your first day min coin trading? Like, you lost your ass. Everyone loses their ass. They're all going to lose their ass. Who are they going to lose their ass to? Ooh, us. You know, that's how it's going to be. How it's going to be. We're going to take their money. Oh, no.
That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. That's all I get to say, guys. Yeah, I'll just switch off and listen now, and yeah, great work to everyone who got it. Congratulations. Make sure you cash in. Not real until you cash it out. Buy yourself something. A house, several houses.
Nice, nice. All right then. Let's crack on with a little bit of BTs.
Before I go, to replace me in the 100x Coin Club. Holy shit, have I got some good news. James, our quant for FinRav, has decided James hates crypto because he had $5 million in FTX. And the only reason we can employ a guy like that is because he hates crypto. He's decided he wants back into crypto. He's got himself an office. He lives in Auckland, and we've employed this other guy called David Holt, who is an ex-market maker. His name is I Draw Charts on Twitter. He's a very, very good trader, much better than me. And he's been running this OX trade for us, this dirty carry trade that we're doing. And we're going to have, for the first time, so while I'm stepping away, I'm replacing myself with two guys who are both better than me. And it's not hyperbole, like they really are better than me. Better in a technical sense, better in a math sense, better in an IQ power sense. And what we're setting up is a meme coin vault. So if you want to trade meme coins, but you don't want to go finger painting in your own shit insane like me, you can put your money in the meme coin vault, and David and James are going to trade it for you with their own money. And James is so serious, he has put every cent of crypto that he has in it, and even borrowed some crypto off me to put in. He's going all in on crypto, and he is quanting edges away like you wouldn't believe. We've got some phenomenal edges there.
Nice, nice. We look forward to more details.
No, I love it, man. Yeah, I think that'll be great, man. That'll be really good, man. Really great.
Yeah, a meme coin vault is like a hyperliquid vault. You shove your money in, and you get a percentage of the pot. It's essentially a fund. The fund pays 10% of the profits to us, the people who are running it, and we'll give most of that to David and James, who are the execution traders. And yeah, it trades your money. I'm gonna put some of my own money on it. I'll put 50 grand of my own money in it. I'm gonna put 50 grand of the company's money in it. James is putting all his crypto stash in, and David's putting all his crypto stash in. So these guys have skin in the game. Yeah. No, it's not FinRev. It's a meme. It's just for meme trading. So it'll be so wild. It'll be like it'll be nuts up and down. Like it's not going to be for everyone. But if you want meme coins, but you don't want to actually finger click the buttons yourself, it's probably the best way.
And definitely with the volatility is going to get nuts, man. I think either if you're not ready to handle volatility, I think that definitely will be a very good idea just to get your money in and forget about
Yeah, because if you guys are looking at meme coins, you run into the first and central problem of trading, which is that there's no beginner's market. Right. There's no beginner's place where you can say, hey, isn't there just some place with training wheels that's just nice and quiet? That no, it's a shark pool. You're just jumping in a shark and hoping not to get bit. And you know, we're all sharks here, but you might not be a shark. And yeah, it's just not a very good idea to swim in a shark pool unless you're a shark, generally.
Mm.
Whereas the vault is going to be on ox.fun. Now, ox.fun is a weird situation because it's owned by two of the biggest scumbags in crypto history. Three Arrows Capital. You may have heard of them. Such notorious international fugitives as Zhu Su and Kyle Davies, who I've spent extensive time on Zoom calls with in the last week. This is their comeback roll of the dice. They are living in Taiwan. I have their home address doxed. I sent my French buddy Antoine to visit them at their home. It's a meme coin casino that they're running. It's a meme coin casino with leverage. Fuck me, why would we go with them? I will show you why. Because they are the loosest casino you've ever seen. They're so sloppy and half-assed. We've been running it for a month and a half now, and we're doing like it's ludicrous how loose and wide. It's like it's like if you think you're going to find edge playing blackjack at the Bellagio, you're fooling yourself. But you might find it at some sketchy riverboat casino somewhere, or an Indian reservation casino somewhere, or at the back of some blackjack at the back of some Albanian brothel. You'll probably find edge card counting. You know, it's that situation. Why would we go with them? Well, because they're loose. They're sloppy. They're intentionally sloppy, and there's edges there that we won't find anywhere else. We've got 800% carry trades going on. We've got 30 carry trades. We've got all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Interesting. That definitely sounds interesting. I can see why yeah, I can see why you actually want to trade that. Yeah, definitely. But it has to be quant based, otherwise it's gonna run you. It's gonna like give you a really
100%,
huge headache. I mean,
100% quant based, and the three edges we're looking at primarily. First of all, basis trades, buy spot, short the futures. Really, really profitable. The second is Binance listings, one way down traffic. Made like 30 grand last week, like shorting swarms and ACT. Everything that gets listed on Binance, and you saw it yesterday with Trump. As soon as Trump got listed on Binance, it was like 1 hour up and then down only. Like everything that's listed on Binance is down only right now. We're doing that, and then we're doing the old dirty carry trade, which works great on OX because they manipulate the funding rates, and they're manipulating the funding rates in their favor, so we can trade alongside that manipulation. And that's
interesting.
the reason why we're going with them, because Mauricio, you know how funding rates are calculated, right? It's the difference between spot on a 2-minute TWAP.
Yep.
In OX, they calculate it on a 2-minute TWAP, but it's a 2-minute TWAP of centralized exchanges other than OX bid price.
No way. Really?
So they changed the formula slightly in a way that no one other than a maths nerd would figure it out. But so ordinarily, if you want to manipulate funding rate, you have to spend like a couple of $1,000s an hour to manipulate it. It has to be worthwhile. But it doesn't cost you anything to manipulate the best bid price because you're not actually taking trades. So you can manipulate funding rates. Let me just show you how they manipulate funding rates. So their funding rate is capped at 876% a year. So we buy spot, we short futures, and we've gotten paid hourly 876% a year for the last 8 hours. 876% per year, 876% annualized paid hourly is not 870% a year. It's 20,000% a year. They're manipulating the funding rate on their own coin, so it pays 20,000% per year. And who do you think owns all of their coin? Fucking Kyle and Zoo. So they're manipulating it so they pay themselves 20,000% a year.
Holy shit, that's ridiculous, man. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and I kind of muscled my way into their action, right? It's nice business you got there. Shame if anyone found out about what you're doing. How about you sell me some of them coins you got? I think a 10% discount is appropriate, don't you? They're like, yeah, okay, we'll give you a 10% discount.
Nice.
Yeah. So we just kind of like gangstered our way in on their action. And it's working great. We've been running for over a month now. The first month we did 72%, and a month we were doing it very conservative. I cranked it up last week. I turned $7,000 into 16.5 in 9 days. We've got enough evidence with our own money that it's going to work. So.
Nice, really nice.
If there's one thing there's one thing I know, it's scumbags, and these guys are scumbags.
That's great, man. Looking forward for that, man. Like, yep, no words, definitely. It's going to ease out a lot of my, portfolio management things, man. Like, yeah, it's gonna get crazier, I think. Like in terms of
crazier.
Yep.
Way crazier. Melania at $11 billion, Trump at $80 billion. I mean, 80 billion.
It's ridiculous, man. And it's I was looking into the metrics a little bit this morning, and 80% of that thing is locked.
Yeah.
So 80% of the whole supply, they can do technically whatever they want, right? Is that even they're gonna dump it, or they using it to rebuy or burn it, or is that one of, you know what I mean? Like, it's very weird.
I think it'll be used for bribes for international people. Oh, you want to do business in the United States of America? How many of them Freedom loving Trump holding coins you holding, son?
Oh shit! Like, now USA.
He can just accept bribes totally legally now. As $80 billion, there's no such thing as crime anymore when it comes to crypto. If the president is doing this, and this is wrong, this is like morally, legally, everything about it is wrong. The little scammy shit we do here and there doesn't even touch the sides compared to what the president's doing, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's why it's hard to comprehend. Yeah, it's really hard to comprehend. Like, was going through a bunch of different things, because it's really, the implications could be huge, right? Huge. But both sides. Like, I'm not talking that everything could go up, but everything could crash. Some of the things it will crash. Some things as well, right?
The next crash is going to be monster.
Brutal. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
But until then, if there's ever a time to push all your chips into the middle of the table and be hyper paranoid about pulling them out when you hit your number, this is the time. This is the time.
When you say, and I've got an example in my head. When you say the next crash, so what I'm expecting is that we've had one price discovery into new all-time highs. We've experienced a pullback from that, a price correction over the last, it was about 5 weeks until Bitcoin started taking off again. So, Ian and the crystal ball that I don't have, but I'm imagining the next few months are going to be price discovery ape shit. Then we're going to have a price correction, which is going to really.
I'd caution you about having a crystal ball. We've all been wrong with the crystal ball before. What I think is in the broad strokes, we're seeing Trump is going to use the money printer. The money printer flows into crypto. When Trump uses the money printer too much, the economy will run the train of the economy off the tracks, and that's the crash. That's the crash I'm talking about. All the little wiggles and zigs and zags that we get up until then, I don't think I can predict. I don't think you can predict. I don't think any of us can predict. I think we just got to buckle up and just say, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, it's a roller coaster ride. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You pay your money.
So
You get on.
I'm saying I don't have a crystal ball, just trying to think it through, because what's on my mind is that the higher we go up, the further we have to come down. And guess what a FinRev degen account is going to do in a bear market if we're overloaded and we've got
100%.
You know, you
are
covered.
I'm out of here. That's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to take up any of your time. I just want to see Ian and Maurizio and see all you guys and congratulate everyone who got some of the Trump. I didn't get any. I hope you guys got some. Don't worry about Trump is sucking the oxygen out of everything in the room. Right? So everything's down today just because everyone thinks, I wish I was in Trump.
Yep.
Very quickly, at the second people go, wow, I'm glad I'm not in Trump, then shit goes right for us.
Yeah, I agree.
And then people that are selling Trump and making lots and lots of money, they're then thinking, I wonder what other cheap stuff I could buy. Oh,
yeah, I'm a genius. I just made $1 million overnight. Why shouldn't I do that again? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? Tell me about all these other coins.
Exactly.
And that's happened every time.
It does. And then we end up with the feedback loop that we want on every coin, that there's people on the sidelines that missed out, want in. And then you get enough of them with your friend. Hey, mate, what's this crypto stuff? I'm liking it. And then we're off. Right. Okay, then. So, Maurizio, I'm going to hand straight over to you. We've got about 35 minutes left, so I'll forfeit my my Bitcoin bit. We got loads of awesome stuff from Scott. So just very quickly, some admin stuff then, okay? Everything that Scott just talked about with the vault, that will be out in emails. Scott will tell you everything when we've got more details about that. The trend token, this is where Scott's brain is, okay? This is why he's on a paradise island, away from all the noise, nonsense, and everything, with a piece of paper, because it's the big brains to get this trend token for FinRev. If you want to know about the basic qualifications for the trend token, then you want to watch last week's call. And all of these calls, including this call, are always posted in the featured section of the 100x coin club. Okay, now is not the time to be, Ian, what's this? When are we going to get that? Do I qualify for this? Do I qualify for that? Now is the time of, you're here, you've made it, you've got FinRev. That means you're going to get sorted out. And all you got to do now is just relax. That's it. All right, dude, over to you.
All right, man. Let's go through, because we had good and bad. All right, do you guys see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Richard, there's always a call for you to make your screen a bit bigger. I don't know if you can do like Command and Plus to make the whole thing a little bit bigger.
No, because this is, I can do the, you can change the resolution. Give me 1 second.
Hi, Perry. Please read what's in the group. You're on most of the calls, Perry. So.
Hopefully it makes sense. That's much better. Do you see my screen now?
We can, yeah. It's still roughly about the same size. I mean, if it is what it is, it is what it is. But most people are saying that they can't read stuff on your screen. It's just too small.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because I got the resolution to the minimum. Probably. All right,
Yeah.
no, we'll move on and I'll work on it
All right.
for next call. All right. So Scott, yeah, just talk about liquidity, right? And that's really, really important to understand, right? Everything is getting sucked up to buy Trump, right? Like if people had profits or things like that. So I see at the risking across the board. That could be good, but that could be bad as well. So why? Because if this is when projects get tested in a way, right? If things are getting back on track, like you see Total 3, for instance. So Total 3, we had a massive, like everything looked good, right? Everything looked good on Friday, everything looked good. And the downside is, even though the news of crypto, the meme thing is actually good for the markets, right? Price went down dramatically across the board, right? Across the board. And it's going to get like really weird, what I think, because no one does, like, think about it from the perspective, no one wants to do, right? Is this going to go up? Is this going to crash? Is this the top? Is this the bottom? Long term, I do think that we do have a really great run ahead, but we have to be vigilant. So I'm in terms of what, and start taking more profits more often, right? Because I think there is a highly likelihood that the dynamics of the market will change, right? I think there's a few outliners that it could work really well. Let me just put on my chat. Hold on one second. I don't see the chat. Yeah, all right. It's a few outliners in terms that are holding resistance, are holding, like, people keep buying. So I think those are the ones that are going to keep going. They're not many, to be honest. I'm going to show you a few ones. And in terms of the positions that we have in terms of the whole portfolio, I think going to start analyzing and reducing net a lot. And I'm going to be focusing more on trading, like a small time trading sort of deal. Otherwise, it just gets too complicated managing the long term. As you can see nowadays, all these news things, they just keep happening quite quickly. And we've seen it over and over the place. So my thoughts are, it's going to get really weird. I'd rather just reduce the spot portfolio and start trading, I think, a little bit more active. So what that means, what is the good and the bad? The good thing is, obviously, we might be able to get some good plays here and there, but the could happen quite quickly. So if you're not around, and if you don't know how to trade, that could get complicated for you. You know what I mean? Because we might just change things really quick in that regard. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment, right? Like I'm analyzing the market, and I see a lot of different things that happen over the weekend that suggest that not everything might pump at the same time. Okay. And I start getting a lot of different sort of insights of that. If we look at where is it? All right, Velo data. Like, we have a look at the Velo data, and let's go with the narratives, right? Narratives are changing quite a bit. One day, let me just open this one up, sector performance, and let me just go, probably, let's go 2 weeks time. So narratives are changing, and the tokens within the narratives are changing quite too often, right? And they getting to the point, so that sort of is a signal for me to start getting more short-term outlook in terms of things, because obviously you see L1 1 day up, you see BFI, another one after the comeback, you see meme coins. I think meme coins, we're going to have its comeback. Think about it from the perspective that people that have no idea about crypto and hear about, the Trump things, the first thing that they're going to see is starting to figure out how to trade these things, right? So that's going to create liquidity, but I don't think that's going to last forever. So that, from that perspective, I'm going to be very cautious on things. So unfortunately, like, let's go through the things that happened over the weekend and leverage trades. So obviously, in terms of leverage trades, we got to stop out on Blast. We went on this one here. We got to stop out. It started looking pretty good, but so we still are in spec. So spec is holding. Let's see if that one, I keep holding this one. So it looks like it's holding pretty good. So in terms of the leverage trades that we did last week, unfortunately, we got stopped out on blast. And unfortunately with Cerebro, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Before that, I just want to show you the new projects. So as you can see, everything is fucking down, man. Like everything is sucking out liquidity into the Trump thing, right? To see if this one is going to be sustained. I just want to see what happens after Trump positions himself. Then it's going to be a lot of volatility. So definitely, I definitely don't want to trade the markets this week, but I am doing a list of things that I'm paying close attention, right? And I think that could be the opportunities and things that perhaps you're gonna have time to figuring out how to start buying these things, because I don't think the opportunity right now is on the exchanges. Let me show you why. So first of all, let's go through Bitcoin. So Bitcoin definitely, right, tried to go all the way up to 106, and now it came back. Let's see, it's holding this level quite a bit. Let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens after inauguration. Let's see if there's a bunch of liquidations. Let me just show you the liquidations. And this is why with Velo data it's very, very interesting to have a look from the smaller time frame perspective. And what you can see here is now people start closing positions, right? So a lot of people went long around, I will say around here, right? Probably around here, starting going long around the 19, around 100, and now it came back. This is closing positions. I don't see people opening shorts, but I see a lot of liquidations here. So this is kind of good in a way, right? It's liquidating all people, is giving like a new extra liquidity to come back in. So if this holds, we can see a rundown, a run up, right? So that's what I'm tracking closely with Bitcoin. But yeah, it could go either way, man. Like it's way too crazy. Like this is on the matter of 5 minutes. Look at this, goes up, down, up, down. Like Bitcoin is just very, very volatile as the market. Like all the markets are very, very volatile. So with that being said, what I'm looking for is, let's see what happens today, and let's see what happens over the week after Trump sort of positions himself, and see what happens, right? Because they could be very, very interesting things to the runner up. I'm still bullish, right? So that's kind of something that you have to be mindful that I'm still bullish. So I'll be buying dips, right? In interesting things that I really like. So that's kind of what my positioning looks like at the moment. So if we look at Ethereum, so Ethereum is not doing much either. So I think all the eyes are in Solana, and let me explain why. So it's the main market here. So Solana, it went up quite a bit, right? Quite a bit here. So, and now retrace. So it went all the way up, like we were talking about this one on Friday, and it just broke and went. But there is one implication why this thing went up so much, because obviously the meme coin was actually launched on the Solana network. So that actually is gathering all the liquidity. Is going to be sustained? This depends on the Trump thing, right? So that's where I'm at in terms of yeah, that's definitely a good idea, Joseph. So obviously if you sold all your Solana, that's, if you start taking profits more often, I think that's kind of a trader's market. And that's what I'm seeing for the last couple of weeks, which has been really painful in some of the positions that I'm holding, because some of them, as you can see, they make money and then they turn around. That's not sustained. And I think it's going to get worse because obviously there's going to be a lot of rotation, and trying to time those rotations is really bloody hard, man. It's really, really hard. So that's kind of what I'm setting myself up for the next 2 weeks or so, right? So I started managing, reducing positions, and then start getting a little bit better, not better, like getting more attention into the short trading. What is the downside? The downside is if you guys take those trades, be really mindful that you could get out, or you need to get out as soon as it hits the target profit and things like that. So it could get dynamic, but it could, if you're not here for the long term, like if you want a position that holds for the whole cycle, that's going to be a tough one. However, what I'm looking for, right? So I don't know if you guys remember, a while back, I was paying close attention to Solana against ETH, right? And now we are at all-time highs here, Solana against ETH and Solana against Bitcoin. So and I drew these lines a while back, and one of my thesis is that now that we know that Solana could be the strongest horse, now that we know that if Solana breaks against this level here, there is a highly likelihood that we can start seeing an alts season sort of deal, right? Alts, everything pushing up, but be mindful and start taking profits and things like that. So that's what I'm looking for again to start buying, right? So yeah, paying very close attention to this, obviously on a daily basis, but things are changing too quick on a daily basis. But it looks okay. That's why I'm bullish, right? I'm not I'm bullish. I'm still bullish. For how long? Who knows? We have to see how the market reacts, right? Good things though is that I don't know if you guys were in American Coin. I woke up and my bot, I don't know, I don't know if you use the Trojan horse bot or not. The Trojan bot, right? It took me out on like 120% on that one, and then remaining half. So that's a good one. I don't know if you guys caught that one, but that was a good one. The American Coin, so that's good. Didn't take Trump, but then we went into this one a while back, and yeah, already made 100%, 120% on this one. Obviously holding half already, and let's see what happens with this one. But on the back of Trump, I think this one could continue on and on and on. As far as, you know, they could have a blood top on this one. So yeah, good expectations. That's a positive. Downside, Cerebro is shit. Nothing's doing horrible, right? All AI stuff is actually getting hammered, which is good, right? That's kind of what I'm focusing at the moment. I'm sort of stepping away from meme and focusing on the things that actually are holding, right? And what I want to show you is the things that are holding, but pretty much all that stuff is on chain. So you need to actually buy through Wrap ETH or and buy through Uniswap and things like that. But that's kind of the thing that is holding pretty well. So let me just talk about a few projects that. So for instance, we went like last year, I think we went into Edge. Yeah, we went into this one. And that one is, that we bought around here. So this one, it hasn't even been listed. Liquidity is quite low on this one, so that's why you see those moves. But the thing though is actually, you know, holding pretty well. So these type of projects are the ones that I think are going to be the best options, like in terms of 3x's or 2x's. They could be that's where my focus might lie at the moment. That doing a plan for how I'm going to play this. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. So let me just show you a few ones that I have. You already know them. I already talked about them. So one of the ones that I'm talking about is Rai. So Rai is Reploy. So Reploy came back quite a bit, but now it's at a really good level to buy. But yeah, probably watch the videos and things, because this is the stuff that you don't find on exchanges, right? Also, with that being said, this could get volatile because the liquidity is low, but this could be what the opportunities might lie in the next couple of weeks. Would I buy that now? I will see. We're gonna see what happens, but I can see a nice bounce here. You see actually, you know, people buying at this level, so that's what I'm tracking. So Reploy, I really like. Base AI, I talked about it last week, same deal, but is kind of losing momentum, but it's holding pretty good. LMT, so LMT is limitless. It's holding pretty well. Like this one is one of my favorites, so I'm tracking this one, right? I haven't bought any of this one. The only one that I have is Edge, which, you know, is doing good so far. And those are the ones that I'm looking for. I'm looking at vertical AI as well. So vertical AI, there are projects that are actually doing quite a lot of things on the AI ecosystem, and they are kind of platforms that I can use. You know, so this one looks pretty well as well. So I've been tracking this one. What I don't like, let's see how tomorrow holds. If this level holds, then my next level to buy will be this one. But because it gets volatile, what I'm seeing, especially across all these projects, that all AI stuff is getting hammered, but this is what you want to buy. You don't want to buy the memes that are going up. You just want to buy trying to time the next rotation, and I could get it wrong, but definitely AI is a more sustainable hold for at least a couple of like longer term perspective. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. So Donna, where do you buy this? You buy it in through Uniswap. So usually when you get an alert, you go to CoinGecko. So let me just, for instance, CoinGecko. And let's find vertical AI, right? I usually give you guys the link. So their virtual, no, vertical, not virtuals, vertical. Vertical AI, and then if you scroll the way down, you can actually see what you can buy here, right? So as you can see, there's no exchanges here, which is good. Project is good, but then you need to be mindful that how to buy this one. So in order to buy, for instance, vertical AI, you need wrap ETH. So you need to send ETH into a MetaMask, right? Usually, or different type of wallet, and then convert those ETH into wrap ETH. And then once you have that, then you go into this link right here, which is the contract on Uniswap, and then that's how you buy it here. So obviously we do have a video about it. So I think this could be opportunities that's kind of the opportunities that I'm focusing on a little bit more instead of actually going into the exchanges. Exchanges are going to get really, really crazy. So, but then be mindful, obviously, to have, I'll let you know if I buy what could be an invalidation. And what invalidation means is if price actually goes down a certain level, there's a high likelihood that keeps going down. So there's two options. You can either, if you really like the project, or if there's some projects that I really like, I add more, or you just can go on cash and then rebuy it again when it actually goes in strength. So it depends of what your risk tolerance would look like. Okay, so those are the ones that I'm focusing on at the moment. So I'll be giving you a few options, right? In terms of the AI, I still like AI 16 sets, still like it, but it's going horrible. And it's usually going horrible because it's opened the perps. So a lot of people shorting this thing. So let's see when the shorts actually ease up. And Cerebro, let me talk about Cerebro because it's shit. Definitely that was my valuation around here. So it's only 2 days. So if it doesn't recover, you have two options. I'm gonna keep holding this one, but there is a high likelihood that this could keep going down, especially if the AI sector doesn't recover this week. So I'll keep an eye. I'll let you guys know. But usually, this is not a bad idea to take your money out. However, I don't like to close positions when things already happen, right? So let's see how this market reacts. If it reacts well, then I'll keep it. If not, I'll decide to cut it. So that's part of the game. That's why on this one, I went less. They told you it was risky. This one is risky stuff. So yeah, that's my plan on this one. Besides that, that's it, man. Those are the main things that I really like. I see that could be the opportunity, but yeah, we'll be sharing a little bit more of these things on chain. So make sure you understand how to do them and you do diligence, right? So all right. So Todd, I bought LMT. Yeah, that exactly, Todd. That's a great thing. So obviously, I go through a bunch of projects and things like that. There's a bunch of things that I really like, and you can make your own decision, and you're doing great. Like obviously, I have to be, these projects, they might be the opportunity right now in order to actually keep profiting. But things on exchanges are going to get too weird, man. So that's why I'm focusing on this. On-chain things that only people that really like this and know how to trade this, there is a less likelihood that this is going to get dumped massively. It could, because let's go through those basics. So why I'm focusing on this, okay? When a project is launched, it gets launched on chain. It could be on Solana, on Ethereum, on Sui, whatever network, right? And the only way to buy these things is through them, through people that actually go on chain. Let's say this one actually was launched on Ethereum. It's actually you need to wrap ETH in order to buy it, and then you buy it, right? It's sitting on your MetaMask. Okay. Now the only competition that you will have here is a different market psychology, because the market will go down only if people start selling. Okay, that's it. Or market will go up if people will buy. That's it. With exchanges, right, you will have shorts, you'll have longs, you'll have perps, you'll have futures, you'll have a lot of different markets that you could get manipulated quite a bit. So that's kind of going to give you my plan, and that's why those ones could get really volatile, right? So that's the main idea of it. So I think that's it, guys. So hopefully we keep riding this wave the right way, and there's some things that are doing great, some things that are don't. So I'm just going to start reducing a bunch of things, but be mindful and start taking profits a little bit more often, because I think this market is going to get a little bit more volatile. Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for me, guys. Jim, sorry, perps is perps, P-E-R-P, perpetual futures. Sorry about my accent. So it's just the perpetual futures that you trade on Bybit, on Binance, so Greg mentions XCN. I have no idea what's that. Let's see, XCN. What's that? XCN. Right, interesting. Okay, XCN, we have a perp in no idea, mate. No idea about XCN. I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it more, but chart wise, obviously you see like a huge pump. Is this on a perpetual base? Sort of, is this people looking for liquidity? It looks like it. You can actually see that a lot of people take the profits here. So the main problem is where to buy again, and this is kind of what you get in these kind of markets. So this could keep going up, but let me show you why. This pattern looks very similar to what we had with virtuals. Once they perp launch and things like that. So virtuals pumped all the way up, right? And then you know what I mean? Like what happens is usually people get profits, or new shorts are actually piling up here. People that are actually short out on the top here actually going to make a lot of money, right? Usually the people that short around here is because they hold the token. So they do, Scott, we're talking about long in short, long in spot, short in the perp, exactly that, right? So that's kind of this is a pretty good strategy, but you need to hold the asset itself in order to make it profitable, right? So when things are launching in perps, you see a lot of these things. So that's what markets look for, volatility, to actually gather liquidity and things like that. So yeah. So unfortunately, I have no idea about XCM, man. My bad. Todd, exactly, Todd. So Todd has a pretty good point there. Exchange actually has to manipulate the market to make more profits, and exactly. Well, I will say no manipulation. That's basically the market makers. It's a bigger market maker market on exchanges than on chain. So market makers need to make money, right? And that's the game. Market makers are actually against another market makers. So who buys, who sells, so stuff like that. That's their game. So it's going to get weird, man. That's why it's going to get weird. So I'm still crafting a plan, because things change. Things this weekend definitely change for the good or for the course. So that's why I'm still figuring out the plan, if you want to do the daily trading and things like that. So yeah.
All right, that's awesome, Maurizio. Awesome. So we just got a few minutes left on the call then. So
sure. So if you guys have any other question, yeah. HBAR and ETF. Oh man, there's so many stuff about new ETF. You got Litecoin ETF going on, sort of take. You got Solana. You got Ethereum. Oh no, sorry, Ethereum is gone. You get even Doge as an ETF already. So I don't have no freaking clue, man. Like it's one of those things that, like that's why I'm gonna start playing the price action more often. Good is going to be very profitable. Bad, but it's gonna be it's gonna get active, right? So obviously, yeah, make sure I cannot actually time if it is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 hour or 2 hours. So that's kind of something that you have to sort of play mindful if you see a trade, because markets are getting that way, man. They getting really, really volatile. So yeah.
It's all right. Yes, Jason, there is time for some market wisdom from Ian. So what did Scott say? I know he said a lot, right? But what was one of the things that Scott said when he was talking about what he was doing? He says that he's got his bags packed, right? So for anybody that doesn't understand what all these funny words mean, you know, bags is the coins that you hold. So Scott has, you know, he's out of the day-to-day trading, and now he's holding his bags right until the end of the bull run, of which he will start to scale out. Okay, that's how you get out of your position, because if you think that you can try and pick the top, you're a dickhead. So you just come out of your positions like 20% at the time. Okay, so the other thing is what Maurizio does behind the scenes that you don't see takes so much work and so much knowledge of the crypto market. So that's like the unseen. So the choices that you've got left are, how are you going to get the most from, you know, what's left of this bull market? And I see this, you know, carrying on for most of this year. So here's what's going to happen. If you're a batshit crazy maniac that's jumping in and out of coins all the time, and you've got no emotional control over yourself, and you're just, you're just going to lose all your money. You're going to pick up on the odd meme coin here and there, and you're going to kind of doing well, but you're just going to be caught in FOMO. Everybody gets caught with FOMO. Scott gets caught with FOMO. I get caught with FOMO. But
Me too, man. Like this, yeah.
Here's the difference, right? I can shake the FOMO off instantly. Ah, all right, I didn't get in on the Trump coin. There will be another one. And that's it. You cannot be in every coin. So in that welcome post, which I know is pretty much just represents me, doesn't it? Read the welcome post, because there's so much good information in there. It's like there's one section in there that shows you with an example how you can think about your nut and how you can spread it out over a number of coins. Like I have a portfolio, coins of which you'll find on the 100x trade log. And I've been sharing coins, talking about these coins, talking about how I'm dollar cost averaging in, how I'm building up my position, how I'm holding it for the long term. So I'm only really in a handful of coins. Maybe I got 8 coins or something like this, and I've just been building them up, building them up, building them up, building them up. And then I got my FinRev degen account, and then I got my normal FinRev account. What I'm not doing is sitting at the screen, making my eyeballs bleed, worrying that I missed something, jumping in and out of this, jumping in and out of that. It's about enjoying this experience. It really is, because here's a way to think, right? When this bull run finishes, that's it. Crypto's finished. It's all finished. Everybody's going home. It's just finished. Like literally, we're going to deconstruct the industry, get rid of the technology, throw it all away, and crypto's finished. That's obviously fucking ludicrous. But people think that. They might not say that, but they think, right? When this year finishes, oh, by the way, in the chat, what year of the Bitcoin cycle is this? Interesting. Yeah, Wyatt Perkins, you were the first person to get it right. You see, look at the answers in the chat. It's year 1, Ian. It's year 2. It's year 3. It's year 4. Okay. This is great. Anybody that didn't say year 1, you've got some reading to do, okay? So that you understand where we are in the cycle and what's going on. It's how you build your knowledge over time. You go through this cycle, you're better prepared for the next cycle. I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Like, this crypto is infinite and it's just going to keep going on and on and on. So let's say you haven't got much of a nut at the moment. What's your goal? To make sure that you've got a bigger nut so that you can keep on trading. Well, what about when it goes to the bear market, Ian? Learn how to short. Well, how do I do that? If you know what I mean? Well, you need to start somewhere. Right? Like, literally open up a Google browser. How do I short? If you know what I mean? Okay. And it's about developing your skills. If you don't want to do all that, if that's all too much, then you get in something like FinRev so that you don't have to be concerned about taking the trades and everything. So what I'm trying to say is, it's like, this trading starts with you being cool and relaxed and unemotional. And I know that it's hard, but you're going to be like, this is nothing. For anybody that hasn't been here before, when this market goes off, you won't believe it. It'll be like nothing. There will just be money pouring in from everywhere. And you're just like, wow, this is never going to end. And that's what people think. This is never going to end. New people join, the bags are swelling and swelling and swelling. I'm just going to hold on for a bit longer. While somebody like myself and Maurizio were being like, all right, maybe I'm not going to get the top, but what I am get is all of my profit to go home with. It's not what you make, it's what you actually bank. That's the key thing. So anything to do with FinRev, you want to get onto FinRev support. Anything that's to do with hype, buying hype, staking hype, it's all in the FinRev featured section, and it's also in the welcome post as well. Okay, how do I buy coins? Where do I buy coins? What do they? It's all in the welcome post. All right, have a great day, everybody.
Awesome, guys.
See you later.
See you tomorrow. Okay.